Alright, so in this tutorial, I'm basically just going to show you how to make a pixel animation using Photoshop. So just your classical kind of pixelated look. Because that big 18, 16-bit whatever has gotten kind of big these days. So, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do a new document, and we can just leave it on custom, that's fine. And we're going to go ahead and make this 64 by 64. Okay. Resolution, I want 72. Background will make transparent. And that will be good. I'll hit OK. And you'll see it makes a very small cube. Let's just put this back to essentials. Very small little square here. So I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in on this. So Control plus plus. Plus 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 plus. Now you can see, I can see my individual pixels. I don't know if you can see it. If you just go to View, go to Show, you can make sure the pixel grid's on. It's just as better so you can actually see it. Find that sort of helps. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just draw my pixel character. Now what you don't want to do is use the brush. Okay, there's the brush. You want to use the pencil. Okay, you probably can see what the difference is. So these little jaggedy jags here, that's called aliasing. When you use a brush, it has anti-aliasing. And the idea is when you look up close, it looks like junk, but when you're farther away, you can see it creates a nicer, smoother, let's go one more closer, a nicer, smoother line where you can see the aliasing on the smaller one. So normally that's what you want. But with the pencil, it doesn't have the aliasing, or the anti-aliasing, so that's why we're going to go ahead and keep using the pencil so we get more of a pixelated look. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're doing. Plus, 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 plus. And we're just going to zoom back up in here. And I'm just going to hit M for my marquee. Drag across, delete. All right, and Control D to clear my selection. All right, so I already kind of made a couple designs. So I'm just going to draw my general character. So I'm going to make sure I got my pencil. Go up here and let's see. Let's get a nice brownish color. And I am going to draw in my pixel head here. All right, and then I'm going to picture there being kind of a tanner color. Let's go back here. Something like that. Okay. All right. Actually, you know what? I want to go more of a gray. We'll go like kind of a grayish color. I think that would be better. All right. Let me see something. Okay, seems like that's all right. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna kind of now it's up to you how exactly you want to go about making this look for yourself. I'm not too awful concerned about making this look super great. I want it to be kind of a pixelated look, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the best I can with what I got. So go like that. Alright. Good. So this is like the back of a person. And then we're gonna go. So this is looking down at them, and basically they have like kind of wings, is what I'm picturing. Alright, so like so. Alright, we're gonna call that kind of okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do more of a brownish color like this, and we're gonna make a tail. Okay, and then we'll make the shoes kind of the same color. Okay, and then I'm gonna need sort of a peach. More up here. Okay, so maybe even have that got across like this. Alright, and hands like that. And I'm just gonna, if I hold Alt while you have the brush on, it actually samples colors. Or you can hit the I button and that will bring up the eyedropper tool. Where are you? Somewhere over here. I don't know, somewhere over there. So I'm just looking at that, doesn't look okay. Now I could get more carried away and make this look a bit better. So Control minus minus minus. But you can see that's kind of pixelated. That's sort of what I'm looking for. It's not that great, but that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I am going to basically make this into an animation. All right, so I know it's 64 by 64, which gives me a nice, good, solid number, and I just need to make my animations of this. So the easiest way to do that is I'm going to switch this over here. So there's different workspaces. I'm going to switch over to motion, okay? And it didn't really update. Why did you not? Oh, I think it's trying to do it. Hang on a second. Are you doing it? It's not doing much of anything. It's blinking. All right. There it goes. Okay. Stick on motion. Nope, motion. Okay. So now you can see I have this thing in here. I want to create frame animation. You'll see there's two options, video timeline or frame. Make sure you choose frame. Then just click on it. And voila. Now we have that going on. And what I'm going to do is I am going to add a new frame by clicking on this. Adds another frame. Now over here, I'm going to click to make a new image. I'm going to select the one underneath, and I'm going to take the opacity, and I'm going to bring it down lower so I can see it, but I can draw over top of it. And more or less, I'm just going to kind of draw the same thing. Okay, so where's my colors? I don't see it over there, so let's go to Window. Where are you? Switch swatches. So swatches, this has the colors that I've already been working on, and there's colors. I'm going to grab this tab and I'm going to slap it in there so that it's in my area there. And I'm going to click on this one, and we're going to close that tab group because I don't need that. Alright, and we're just going to drag this over and this over. I don't need that much screen real estate. Let's go back to swatches. That's the way I always have the same colors. So the last one I did was brown. Let's look at this one. I'm just going to hold Alt to sample. Alright, so it's that brown. Go back to this frame here, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm on layer 2. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw. So if you, well, doesn't matter. So I'm going to zoom into this. Zoom in. Okay. And I'm again, undo. Draw again. Just going to do a couple of these so you get an idea of how to do it. And then once I'm good, or once it's more or less done, you can do your own. Okay, let's go back here and Alt to select this. Go to the second one here, and we're just going to draw my peach areas. Okay, and I'm more or less just going to make like a boiling frame here, so nothing too fancy. Good. Now let's go back to the previous frame. Alt. And then you can see it's making the list here. I'm not sure which ones of these are the right ones, so that's why I'm just, once I have this set here, then I'll know what they are, so it'll be easier. Okay. Good, so now I have that color, so I'm just going to go ahead and more or less draw this again. And we'll just go a little bit farther this time. Alright. And we'll just say it like this. Alright, I'm just going to G for the paint bucket, paint that in. B back for brush. There we go. Alright, and then the other brown was this one, I believe. Yep, that was that one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to draw the feet here. Alright, and then the tail I'm going to have move a little bit this way so that it kind of goes like that. Alright. So, and then what I'm going to do is on this first layer, I'm going to have layer 2 not on at all. On the second layer, I'm going to have layer 2 on, but not layer 1. So basically, here and then here. Okay? And then we'll just grab that peach and put that in there, because it was a little bit off. Alright? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click to make a new sheet of paper. And on this one, I'm going to make a new layer now by pushing this button here. Makes a new layer. And I'm going to stick the one underneath, and I'm just going to take my opacity real low, just so I can use it like onion skinning, so I can see what's underneath. And good. And now I am going to work on this. So, let's see, grab this peach, and I'm just going to draw my, let's undo that. Make sure I'm on layer 3 here. Grab this peach, and draw that stuff. Alright. And then we'll grab the dark brown for the hair. Okay. Alright, like that. And then it was this color for the body. Alright. Like so. Sticking that up a little bit on this side. I'm going to hit G real quick to bring up the paint bucket, which is this one. And then go back to B. And then I'm going to grab that peach again to do the hands. Okay. And so the nice thing about this is it's pretty forgiving when you do pixel art. So in comparison to some of the other ones. Oops, this is a lighter brown for this. And then the shoes. Okay. And then the tail, I'm just going to have to go a little bit more this way. Alright, like so. Alright, good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off layer 2, but keep layer 3 on. So basically, make sure that one's not on. Okay, so, oops, sorry. Layer 1 is on the first one, then layer 2, but not layer 1 on the second one, and then layer 3 on that one. So basically, each one of these lines up to each one of these layers. And if I hit play, you can see it. We'll just make sure it loops. So right here, I'm going to choose forever underneath this menu, and I'm going to hit play, and now I can kind of see it. You can see it's moving kind of fast, but you get kind of the idea. Great. So generally speaking, if you want to do a boiling hold, you're supposed to do like 4 frames. I'm going to do one more, and then we will call that. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Make another one. And I'm going to take this one, just lower the opacity so I can use it as a guide. Okay. Alright, and then we'll start drawing. So the hair is darker. So, womp, womp, womp. Now you can shade it, and you can make this look much nicer if you want. Just especially for those of you that don't feel as comfortable in 2D art, this is a good way of working because it's, like I said, it's more forgiving. You might find that this works better for you than maybe, oops, use the eraser here. Oops, okay. It might be a little more forgiving than maybe some of the other styles. Alright, so honestly too, it's less time consuming because you can be a little bit rougher with it and none's the wiser. So then we'll go over here to the leg, and that looks okay. Hit G, boom, back to B. Let's grab my peach again. Oops, B. Alright, and we'll just draw my hands. Alright, and then my feet. Okay. And like so. And then we'll just do the tail a little bit more this way. Like so. Okay. And good. So then I'm just going to make sure that I'm on this layer. I turn layer 3 off. Go back to this one. Make sure layer 4 is off. And then just got to turn 4 off on all of these. Okay. And now if I hit play, oops, apparently I have a blank one. Make sure the last one's got 4. There we go. There. Okay. And it's too fast forever, but that's fine. I would make sure this obviously looks a little bit better, but this will do for what I need. All right. Because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cycle back and forth. Yeah, so, which is fine. So, that all looks fine and dandy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to export this out, okay, individually, in order to get them together, and then we're going to use something to create a sprite sheet out of it. All right, so you can do it manually in here. Why don't we do it that way? We'll do it that way. So I'm going to do File, New, and so if I'm doing 64, so it'd be 64 times 3, which I do not want to do the math on that. I'm sure it's simple math, but I know if I know you guys, you don't like math either. So there's 4 drawings, so it's 64 times 4, and I need 256. So I'm going to do 256. That will give me 4 across. But if I want to do 2 by 2, so we'll do, what did I say it was? 256? So we'll do 128. Is that right? Let me see, 64 times 2. Or yeah, 128. So we're going to do 128 by 128. 128. Oops, excuse me. Backspace. By 128. Good. So 128 by 128. Good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go to the first one here, and I'm just going to do Control A, Control C for copy. Now, the other thing I want to do in order to make sure this is nice and cut up, so I'm doing 1 by 1. I'm going to go to View, and I'm going to go to New Guide.